Alright, welcome to the stream. Uh, anyways, so I want to get on this adventure with Suoh with the extras, so let's go. Flowers? When did she become aware of this truth in the academy? Although the height of summer has passed, the heat of the day lingers in the moonlit dormitory corridor like a frying pan against the skin. But this heat isn't enough to put down any stop on my thoughts. As I continue along, I'm thinking again of what was that first spark some understanding of the situation for her. It's probably the Mother Mary ritual. I started to deduce that she must have become sexual from how she heard all the 30 years have quit at the same time. She said to herself that she'd look into it, but while she found enough lead, she hadn't pursued it. No, it will be more likely to say she couldn't pursue it. And if my theory is correct, she couldn't pursue it because it would hurt someone she cared about. Well, I do understand, I can't help it, but be suspicious at the fact that she didn't reveal the truth. Suddenly, as I make my way through the dark forest, I remember the day I arrived at the academy. I ran into Vika-san, who had been kind to me, but then fled from her out of cowardice. I was about to insult her once more there. Then, as I made my way along the tree-lined path up to school, I met her, Mari Kosaka. No, stop it. Now isn't the time for dwelling on the past, thereby undermining my resolve. If I grow faint of heart, I won't be able to hold my own against the person I have to confront. I won't be able to get the truth from her unless I come with her everything I got. As I gaze at the shadow of the chapel in the distance, I imagine her waiting there for me. I think back on the chain of events that has led me here. The past is like a cheap paperback. Once you've read it, you can throw it away. Quite Monday morning dawns. I wake up at 6 a.m. as usual, wash my face with cold water, after giving my teeth a good brush. I arouse my MBTA partner, who's usually not a morning person. After we've gotten dressed and done our hair, we make our way to the dining hall. Having eaten breakfast with everyone, we head to the chapel. We meet with the same familiar places along the tree-lined path from the dorms to the chapel. The morning prayers begin. The start of another day, just the same as the one before. Nothing has changed. Saki's in the classroom, always ready to chat and have fun, and Vika, who will discuss anything, is here too. And at the front of the class is our teacher, Sister Basquiat, who's like a mother figure to us all. Outside the class, there's always Zero and Kamikado, who would always look out to me, for me, but she's not here. Hi, Kosaka. The girl I love, and the girl who loved me back, but that day she disappeared. I begged for it, please forget about me, even if it would hurt. Time will surely heal this pain in my heart. This open wound that I still bear will shrink back to a scab with the chill rains of winter. I hear the familiar sound of a wheelchair. Oh, Evika-san. I greet my friend, who is still smiling her usual slant-like smile at me. Right, just as I was trying my best to forget about my MBTA partner, a new breeze blew into the academy and stirred things up. As though to fill the gaps. What the fuck? Okay. As though to fill the gaps left by those who had left. 6 new transfer students enrolled in school and became our classmates. They all look quiet and friendly, the kind of girls who would fit well and become a friend with us. No, the girl by the window, later I would learn her name is Shidori Takasaki, rejected those around her as though there was some thin membrane separating her from the rest of the world. I recognize that clearly. She has some aura as the girl who calls me her bookworm buddy, Erika Yaigaki. The other thing that took me by surprise is by her physical appearance. She looked vaguely at Mayuri. I had to resolve to forget her, but now there was this girl, who is shadowy interloper stirring up my emotions, memories of the past. Suoh. A line from the Wings of Desire came to my mind. Was Shirui Takasaki's son? No, was Shirui's rival son something to forget? That's how I envisioned it, at least. While the new students were settling into the class was rocked by the the case of the disappearing bunnies. Though Yaigaki had quickly solved it. The story she told in the chapel was probably half truth and half lie. When she borrowed a book on rabbits, I had been curious and read it too, really realizing baby bunnies had been showing certain symptoms of illness. But it wasn't to protect herself that no. But it wasn't to protect herself that she had kept quiet about it. Convinced that it was simply out of kindness, I pretended not to know anything. Suoh knew it all along! Ah, the full heat. Sorry about that. The full heat of summer has struck once right around when we were taking our interim tests. Mika-san had mentioned Mairi once she had disappeared, but one day she just up and hugged me. Perhaps she hadn't noticed I was acting differently around Takasaki-san, who looked a lot like Mairi. Get the fuck off! What do you think I'm doing there?
ごめんなさい。こんな真似をして。でも、あまりにも寂しそうで、張り詰めていたから。私はスオさんが話すまではまゆりさんの話はしないでおこうと決めていたの。スオさんが壊れてしまいそうだったから。でも口に出させてもらうわ。スオさんは耳を塞ぎたいでしょうけど、まゆりさんのことはもう忘れた方がいい。
Her words must surely come from a place of concern.
ごめんなさい。ひどいと思うわよね。でも、これ以上。
I say her name, cutting her off, and then thank her.
平気よ、リッカさん。私も、まゆりのことは忘れた方がいいと思っていたの。ただ、どうしようもなく彼女を思い出してしまう時があるの。その時はまたこうしてもらってもいい？
Don't do this again. She nods with a moment's hesitation. I can feel it too by just switch my
そうだ。私はまゆりのためにもリッカさんのためにも忘れた方がいい。
It was when Yagaki-san had pointed out how these feelings had sedimented deep within my heart that I really understood what I wanted to do. As though she caught on to my feelings, Yagaki-san had taken me for a rabbit hunch when no one else was around and talked to me about the different species of tomato. It was a lovely speech. Then after talking for a while, she said that I didn't seem like I was having fun. I denied it, but she responded like she knew exactly what I was going to say. She ducked down at the very base of my heart, to the parts of myself I didn't want anyone touching.
なぜまゆりは何も言わず学院を去ったのか。
Given her personality and knowing what she did about my situation, It's possible to think that she'd leave without saying anything. Yagaki-san had scooped out those feelings, no, those doubts I'm keeping a tight lid on. Resolving to find out the reason she left, I began to do what I could do to investigate. In order to find out what Maya was doing, what it's now doing, I had first taken the easiest approach. I had asked Sister Basquiat. It was a simple plan, reliable. Sister Basquiat had told me nothing, saying only that her decision to quit was rather sudden. I understand that she has no right to talk about a student personal problem. She told me this, however.
彼女を失って悲しむ気持ちはわかります。でも前を向いて進んだ方がいい。彼女もそれを望んでいるでしょう。
No, it's not, I scream internally. Letting him why might prove meaningless. The reason for it may have been trivial. Even so, I feel like I had to know. I felt that if I knew, I could perhaps move on like Tsubasco had said. To get more information, I'd like to speak with those classmates and upperclassmen that I interacted with when she left. But that became difficult as I was tasked with both writing the script for and performing of it to a recitation. There was also an incident where the scripts went missing because of me, but Yayaki-san solved that one too. So she read the difficult role of responsible, and as the curtains came down, I felt that I've seen a year through her eyes. I'm sure those tears weren't for herself, but for someone else. A tear, not year. I felt then that I was truly glad to be her friend. Halfway through August, we took on more classes in formal etiquette lessons and a second language, as well as an elective class. We could choose between music and gardening. I choose gardening without even having to think about it. My grandfather taught me how to tend to garden, so I was already familiar with what to do, plus because I wanted me to. She was exceptionally pleased by my recovery, and I'm pretty sure it's only natural because it's only natural to want to see your friends happy. I was enjoying my classes and making progress with my quest to learn more about Mayuri. See, I had a large social circle, so it took me a while to talk with all of them. As I searched for the reason for her departure, or for something of whatever was going on with her home situation, or something clearly struck a chord with me. I had known that Mayuri was a member, of course, but I hadn't realized how passionate she was about it. However, when I learned that she produced several oil paintings before she left, something felt off. There wasn't that much time between joining her club and leaving the academy. Although I have much interest in the art myself, I've read that oil paintings are created by layering paint into canvas and waiting for the between coats for it to harden. Sure, it's possible to paint several in a short period of time, but was there any particular reason for her hurry? Suspicion blossoms within me. Could she have been rushing to finish them because she knew she would be leaving? I decided that I need to speak in more detail with someone belonging to the art club. And then around that time, I was distracted by a falling out between Yagaki-san and Takasaki-san. Perhaps my suggestion was both contemplate a leg of work. Oh, that Yagaki-san take Takasaki-san out into the boat for a chat. Guess both of them from then on become more closer. Around the time Suzubaska had announced the class. No, around the class I would be holding another ballet recital. I finally finished speaking with all my classmates and any other upperclassmen belonging to the art club. And while Maya had become good friends with them, it seems to remain tight-lipped about her family life. As an extracurricular organization, the art club has strict rules to follow, which especially forbid non-members from entering the club room. Which meant that the only time I had talked to people was during breaks or a short time after getting back to the dorms. There was one thought I had left. Was one thought I had left after I finished talking with everyone.
まゆりが残した絵画を目にしたい。
The urge to see them was very strong, since not members are allowed in the room. I requested permission from the teachers who access the club supervisor. But the answer was no, the rules cannot be bent. I lost my composure in conversation with the teacher, turned very heated, especially by my standards. What, are you threatening her or something? I lost any chance I had of being invited to the club art room, but I couldn't give up. I put on a regulation school raincoat to ward off the bugs. With a torch in hand and a blue film across the front to dim its glow. Ah, I see what she. Oh, I see. I waited for the night to fall and then crept through the forest to the clubhouse. Tried and failed. To get into the locker room, there was nothing I could do. The life would never work like all of us. Of course, it would be lying completely open. With the time for the teachers to make patrols, I withdrew. Laying up I think of possible ways to get in. But this is where I took But this is where things took a bit left. No, this is where. Fucking I suck at reading. But this is where things. I can't even lower the volume, it's so far down. I've got to go, but this 2 streams that I've watched makes me want to play the speed games. Go ahead. You have to, because like HIVER is coming out by like next week, I think. Not next week. 2 more weeks. My bad. But this is where things took a bit of a left turn, because it seems I was spotted loitering around the clubhouse. Since my get-up was apparently reminiscent of the Green Hookman, an apparition considered one of the special mysteries. Rumors quickly started to spread. I tried multiple times to find an opening I could slip through, but each time I was forced to give up, either because there was already someone dead dressed like me, or someone else was already hanging around trying to catch a Hookman. Going to stream. Kasi if get the quit Haga stream their flowers. I'm sorry, I don't know what language that is. But persistence always brings results eventually. I successfully infiltrated the building and made my way through the cover of darkness. When I first heard the talk of Quick I was so hard for my waste paintings I have been so I've been ashamed of how stupid I was being. I understand how sad you are to have lost it, but you should look forward and move on. That's all she would want. I could clearly recall since the last question was as though she were whispering them into my ear right then and there. But I was absolutely certain that was not the case. I had to know the reason why she left. And then when I saw the 3 pictures she had painted, I knew I was right. There was one image of St. Joseph holding an infant Jesus. It was the only painting that had something written on the reverse of the canvas. On earth as it is in heaven. The instant I saw the moment I saw the words had written there, it felt like my world expanded and it contracted at once. I was certain that the message was meant for me. After that long meandering journey back to my memories, I remembered those words again. On earth as it is in heaven. My voice doesn't sound like my own. I have an ominous feeling as I hurry to admit it I've called out here. The heavy sound of wood shatters the silence of the night, and I think back on that day after the Feast of Assumption, when I accepted her. I feel a faint, but definite anger at the fact that this situation mirrors that day of celebration, like glowing embers still carrying the heat of day. I see the shadow at the far end of the chapel, close to the altar. Looks like she kept her word. My footsteps echo off the walls of the chapel, in a steady rhythm, neither languid nor hurried. My eyes have already adjusted to the dimness. The shadow resolves into the recognizable figure when I've confirmed the beautiful silver hair, the deep grey eyes, and the cynical smile. I say her name.
夜分にお呼び立てしてすみません、八代先輩。
何構わないよ。何せ我が師の呼び出しだ。
She smiles her usual sardonic smile and sprays her arms like it's no big deal that she asks me what she's there for.
もしかして告白を受けるのかな。まあロケーションとしてはまずまずだしね。
八代先輩にどうしても尋ねなくてはならないことができたのです。答えてくれますか？
塞ぎ込んでいたスオー君が元に戻ったのはそういった理由があったのか。八重垣君もなかなかやるね。
美術室に忍び込んで持ち出したことは？
ああ、あまり褒められたことではないが問題にしようとは思わない。フックマン騒動はもう解決している。それに理由が理由だ。美術部顧問の石塚教諭は堅くなだ。真正面からでは僕が頼んでも無理だったろうしね。
She passes me over, she would smile. As for life, as she will forgive me for hitting her umbrella.
それで君が持っているという絵画には何が書かれていたんだい？
I don't know once again. On earth as it is in heaven.
天に行われるごとく地に行われるように。主の祈りの一節だね。
She asked me of what I think significance of it being with the canvas could be.
まゆりは救いを求めている。天でも地でも等しく御心が届けられますようにと。この学院を天とするなら今いるのは地。今まで不自然に消えてしまった者たちも同じように救いを求めているとしたら。
How do I articulate the narrative that's emerging in my mind?
消えてしまったものとは七不思議で消えた者たちのことかい？
I'm talking about all the youths who quit when Suoh was the first CEO like me. And who's the strangest abuse she had to look into. I also bring up the girls in my year who quit, sparking the whole Bloody Mary uproar.
それはさすがに謙虚不快だと思うがね。
I agree that's a bit forced, but the materials I've gathered so far tells me that it's correct, as does my own intuition. A slight tension flits across Hashiro Senpai's face. So slight I may have missed it if I hadn't paid attention. That's another point in favor of my theory.
八代先輩は以前この学院の怪異はさらうということに執着していると言いましたね。
おあ、確かに言ったがそれは。
壁心のフックマンはバスキア教諭の前にも現れていたのです。
何が起こっているというんだ、スオ君。
私はこの件はフックマンという怪異を隠れ蓑にした者の犯行だと思っています。そしてその者がまゆりを損なわせた。3ヶ月ほど前、温室で頭を負傷する怪我をしましたよね。
え？ああ、あの時は迷惑をかけた。僕が起こした事故だったというのに、高坂君にも迷惑をかけてしまった。
Tension in a voice that would be easy to miss in this if you weren't looking for it.
あの時の事故は本当に事故だったのですか？
She can't answer. She's covering for someone else herself. As the silence surges on, I first look at Seishiro Senpai, and then turn my gaze up to the figure of Christ on the cross as I ask.
この学院には聖母以外のマリアがいるのですね。真実の女神が。
You know, this creates a lot of a theory within the Discord server. I've been looking into this for quite a while. This whole like Mayuri, why Mayuri left thing. I mean, it's something that we will be getting an answer from in HIVER, but the speculation part is very fun if you ask me. Trying to piece together the puzzles and everything, without even playing the final season. I mean, the third season already confirms like half of our theories already. It's just that we don't know what exactly makes her leave. That's the problem. So, if anything, the answer is in the answer is not in the lust. The answer is, I think it is in the if you don't know, lust is I'm not sure what it is, but it's just a promotional video from Innocent Grey themselves, and they have this what you call that. It is merely for promotional purposes, but it has Mayuri explaining why she left the academy, but not. It doesn't say why she left the academy. It's more like just her like. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's there. Anyways, enough of me talking about this. You guys are not supposed to know about this yet. It's gonna be one hell of a road for autumn by next week. I'm sure of that. I'll probably start doing it on Tuesdays or Wednesday, depending on my mood. Cause this is already lengthy. I don't know how long autumn is. I kind of forgot. So I can't wait from there on. I appreciate playing this. Flowers is the only visual novel for me that actually hooked me right into its like story. It's pretty good. Lovely atmosphere. This Ete is a lovely series without that much drama, but you know, we all know that. Anyways, this is Yuki signing out.